Hey everybody, it's Amy B. How are you? Today we're going to talk a little bit about the 3 biggest mistakes that we're seeing buyers and sellers making in the real estate market today. Well, today is February 20th or 19th. It's President's Day, and believe it or not, we've already begun the spring market. It is a busy, busy place, and in Cincinnati, Ohio, inventory is low and demand is high. And so what we're seeing in the market right now are 3 major mistakes that are happening. And I'm here to kind of educate you and give you a heads up. If you're thinking about buying in the market today in Cincinnati, it's important for you to know that it's a good time to get started. Again, the spring market is here. Affordability is at an all-time low. You can afford more today than you've ever been able to afford. And pairing with that, rates are at an all-time low. This is the time to buy. It is the time to buy, and 5% down, no MI loans are the norm. You do not need 20% anymore. That's a common misconception. So let's get to these 3 things that you need to know about making mistakes. The first mistake, and the biggest mistake we see repeated over and over, and almost half of our clients make this mistake or venture down this pathway. Number 1, choose a buyer's agent that is on your same page and that is working for you and you alone. What we see all the time, every day, is clients calling the listing agent of a house or going to an open house on a property and just working with that agent. That is not a good idea. You always want someone that's on your side that understands your unique needs, your finances, and who is going to advocate for you. If you walk into a house, if you call a listing agent on a house and you decide you want to buy that house, but you decide you want your own representation, we can't help you there. Once you call an agent and you tour a home with that agent, it's called implied consent, and you are assuming that that person is going to represent you. You always want to sit down with a buyer's agent and interview them. Every person that you hire to represent you to buy a home should sit down with you and do what we call a buyer's consultation. They'll take you through the process so that you understand everything, and then they'll sit down and understand what you're looking for specifically, and they'll advocate for you alone. On the Amy B Sales team, we do not work in dual agency. That means that if you hire us to help you sell your house, we're only going to help you sell your house. If you hire us to help you buy a house, we're only going to help you buy a house. We're not going to represent both parties in any one transaction because we want everybody to have advocates on their side that they hire in their best interest, okay? It's very important to us that you feel like you can hire us and that we're only working for you. Again, a lot of people will go through an open house and you always want to tell people that you're being represented by a realtor, and anytime you think you might want to buy a house, call a buyer's agent, sit down, make sure that you hire someone to work for you. This market is way too fast to not have somebody on your side advocating for you. The minute you want to buy a house, you should have the person that you know is going to be working for your best interests on your side. So if you're interested in buying a house, get with us immediately. We will sit down and go over the consultation so that you know what to expect before you get in a pickle where you feel like you have to make a decision and an offer right away. Working proactively and hiring your own individual buyer's agent is going to make this process so much better for you. Number 2 mistake that I see people make is hiring a buyer's agent or a listing agent that isn't experienced in multiple offers. I can tell you guys that I've been in this business for 12 years. I've sold almost 500 homes and $100 million in real estate. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm interviewing for a job. 61% of our listings last year went in multiple offers. Our buyers are competing in multiple offers because of the lack of inventory in Cincinnati. Listen, we sell a hell of a lot of real estate, right? The process of negotiating in multiple offers is some of the highest skilled, experienced work that you can do as a realtor. It is serious, guys. In order to win in multiples, you've got to know what you're doing. You can't just choose any agent off the street and hope that they throw enough at the wall to get you a house. It's more than price. It's more than terms. It's the whole package, and knowing how to do that. That takes a lot of skill and a lot of experience to know how to package an offer as a buyer. I can't tell you how many times I get a call or a message on Facebook from somebody that says, oh my gosh, my niece or my son has been trying to buy a house and he's failed to, get a house, and they've made 5 or 6 offers. I mean, that just breaks my heart. There's no excuse for that. If that agent knows what they're doing, they can get an offer accepted when you package the right terms and conditions together. And nobody should have to go through that many failed attempts at making a purchase. Now, from the other side, as you guys might know, I'm a listing specialist, and 61% of my listings are going under contract in multiple offers. What you need to do when you're selling a house is be ready for the multiple offer situation. And there are things you can do to really enhance your opportunities as a seller with doing a pre-inspection to speed things along and to fine line the process and reduce the stress in that process. Also, having the ability to finesse that main offer as the first offer, and then also taking advantage of the other offers that are submitted and getting one of those people to make a backup offer further solidifies that first offer, reduces a lot of the buyer's remorse, and really makes that deal happen so much better. I don't think that most agents are getting backup offers or even know how to negotiate them. Almost every offer that we have that goes into multiples, we are getting a backup offer in place for our clients, and then that's allowing them to remove all of the additional showings. The last house we had 30 showings in one day and 4 offers, and we got an offer that exceeded the buyer's expectations and terms and everything, and we got a great backup offer in place, and we have no concerns about that going to closing. So it went really, really well. But again, this is not a game. This is not this market with the supply and demand is not something you want to leave up to a friend or somebody that's only sold 1 or 2 houses. Sure, they can probably get your house sold, but the competition involved today is fierce, and you have to be positioned very well in order to net the most money and to make sure that the sale is happening. And the third thing that I see people making huge mistakes on is pre-approval letters. If you're going to look at a house to buy, you need to have your pre-approval letter in place before you start looking at a house. This tells you how much money you can spend, what that monthly payment is associated with that price, and that you can absolutely make an offer. You shouldn't be looking at houses until you have a pre-approval in place. Now, this would sound obvious, and it is for most people. However, it is amazing to me that as a listing agent, listings that I have on the market receive offers, even in multiple offer situations, and people have not been approved for financing yet. So if you're making an offer on a house and you haven't even been approved for financing, that offer is never going to be accepted. If you've been approved and you're not submitting your letter with your offer, that's a huge mistake. You need to be submitting that letter because that shows your value and your quality. All right. And then a lot of people are doing what they call submitting a pre-qualification. And this is a huge mistake, guys. Huge. If you're competing in a multiple offer situation and you never know when there's going to be a multiple offer, sometimes you don't even know you're in multiple offers. So you always want to put your best foot forward. What you want to do is get a pre-approval. Now, let me tell you the difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification, and you tell me which one you would want if you were a listing or a seller selling your house. Would you want someone that was pre-qualified? Now, pre-qualified means this. It's an opinion of the lender based on questions and answers that are exchanged in a phone call about a client's ability to purchase. So they basically just say on the phone, hey, how much do you make? Okay, well, what are your debts? All right, well, I think you would qualify for $200,000, for example. That's a pre-qualification. That's a phone call. There's no legitimizing of that. And unfortunately, in this market, with the intense competition, lenders will give out a pre-qualification all day long, no matter what, just to get the opportunity to get a letter out and to get that client as buyer, okay? Here's the difference between a pre-approval. This is a pre-approval, guys. Credit report is pulled. They verify your income with pay stubs. They pre-underwrite the loan, meaning they're making sure that everything is put in place so that they can absolutely feel awesome about giving you a pre-approval to make a purchase. As a listing agent, I'm looking for pre-approvals. Every single listing I take, it says submit pre-approval with offer. Pre-approval. Less than 25% of the time when I get offers, is there a pre-approval letter submitted with the offer. All you have to do is get a pre-approval letter and you would be at the top of the offers in a multiple offer situation. Let us get our bank pre-approve you, and then you will be able to be in a strong position with your buyer's agent to win in multiple offers. Many, many lenders will not go through the process of pulling the income and pulling the credit until you have an offer. That is not the right way to do business, guys. It is not the best for you. By the time they go through this process, you're already knee-deep in inspections, and you've maybe even already told your landlord that you're moving out. And for them to not do this process up front is so wrong. You've got to be informed about what your payment is going to be, what the taxes are going to be, and everything before you make an offer. It's the right thing to do, and it shows extreme quality when you're making an offer. And again, like I said, as a listing agent, it's so rare to have a pre-approval with an offer, and that person is going to rise to the top every single time. The best bank in town with the best reputations are getting the job done. The bigger the bank, the more the red tape, the harder it is to get that through. So you're looking for pre-approval letters to make sure that everything is correct. And I can tell you that running that credit report, even if you think you have a high score, the last time I ran my credit report, I had a baby like 4 years ago, and there was an item on my credit report that was for a blood draw that I had done, and I didn't even know that I needed to pay it, and it was like $70, and that harmed my credit. Something like that, or a library fine or a Blockbuster fine, can literally halt your ability to buy a house. So that's why we get everybody approved up front, so that there are no surprises and you don't end up living in a U-Haul truck when you figure out that this isn't going to work. So again, find a buyer's agent that you trust, sit down with them, hire them, ask them questions. That is a two-way game. You need to hire someone that you believe is going to advocate for you. In multiple offers, you've got to work with an agent that knows what they're doing to get multiple offers accepted. Jenny on our team is getting multiple offers. She's getting her buyers to rise to the top with our awesome lender and our pre-approvals, and also her great reputation in the business of getting things done and being accurate and being a person of high integrity. And then finally, the pre-approval. There's nothing more solid than a good pre-approval to make you feel secure and confident in a buyer in a buying decision, and also to show your security and your competence to a seller that's looking at multiple offers, whether you know they're looking at multiple offers or not. So those are the top 3 mistakes. If we can help you with any of these, let us know. We have solid, proven systems and a great track record. We've got all this on lockdown, and we're happy to help you guys through the process. And again, anytime you think you might want to buy a house, call us first. Let us be the one to let you in the door, because otherwise you're going to be stuck with whoever that was that let you in the door, whether they are good or bad or know what they're doing. So make sure that you're advocating for yourself and for your best intentions, because after all, this is probably your largest financial decision, and you need to treat it as such. Hire a professional that knows what they're doing and is winning over and over again. Thanks again so much for your time. I look forward to working with you guys this year. Have a great day.